Hello viewers, thank you so much for joining us on this particular episode of the Hard Luck Podcast. We are number 21 and we are proudly sponsored by Esomart Hypermarket, and we are also at studios, and there's no way to say this, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight it will be one of the most interesting interviews that will go down in history. Last week you guys watched us so much when we interviewed Tony Apeti right here on the show, and the audience was amazing. Thank you so much for all your audience, and for those who even streamed it on their TV sets and in public places. Thank you so much one more time. And again, my name is Joshua Coco, and we are proudly sponsored by Esomart Hypermarket. Well, starting interestingly, I'll show as usual with a good and downright ugly. Interesting things have happened this particular week of last week. So many interesting stories. First of all, an AI-generated image of Pope Francis wearing a stylish white puffer jacket shared on social media over last weekend actually tricked thousands of users into thinking that this was actually real. The fake image, which shows the Pope wearing a decorated crucifix and holding what appears to be a coffee cup in one hand, was first posted on Reddit on Friday, titled "The Pope Drip." It was generated by an artificial intelligence program called Midjourney. It was then circulated on platforms like Twitter, with the post receiving thousands and hundreds of likes, and many actually believing this was real, including even a number of celebrities and high-profile social media personalities. Many have also shared their worries over the extent to which AI has gone, fearing that if this can happen, what more can happen as well. Now, switching back to Kampala here, now dozens of Kampala women living beyond their lives, living lavishly, partying Monday to Sunday, staying in very high-end suburbs, driving Porsche cars, always on a plane for trips, and dating loaded men, have very horrifying stories behind the luxury life they're living. Last week, the story of a slay queen's screenshots of her confessing on Snapchat about a rich man asking her to feed his snakes went viral on Twitter. Now, it is said that many have breastfed reptiles, slept with cannibals and dead bodies, while others practice witchcraft to find men who are filthy rich to sponsor their lavish lifestyles. But this has most times ended in tears, with dozens of them becoming very broke, running mad apparently, and also others running to Pentecostal churches asking for repentance. This is because it is said that the filthy rich men they meet for the relationship, they are agents of evil movements and subject these gold diggers into very inhumane activities as to appease their gods, such as, like I told you, breastfeeding the snakes. Left with no option, some of the slay queens actually took to social media last week to share their horrible experiences, making the confessions to run very viral on social media. Ugandans, as usual, have also shared memes widely on social media to mock this occurrence. And finally, for this particular episode of our good and downright ugly for this particular segment, Blac Chyna is undergoing a very dramatic lifestyle change after becoming a born-again Christian. Very interesting indeed. The rapper and model said that she is reconnecting with God and not shying away from her newfound beliefs, revealing that she was recently born again after getting baptized on her 34th birthday. And in a very latest story trending right now, she actually got the tattoo of the satanic Baphomet, the satanic image of Baphomet. She had a tattoo of it on her left hip. She decided to remove it using the laser process. Also, these included removing filters on her faces, as well as breasts and bum implants. She removed some of the implants of plastic surgery on her face and some of the things she implanted on her nyash. As a part of her life transformation, Blac Chyna, also a former stripper, closed down her OnlyFans page, and now she is embracing her birth name, that is Angela White, and says that, there is no going back to the old life. And those are all the stories I had for you today on this particular episode of The Good and Downright Ugly. Now, we are proudly sponsored by Esomart Hypermarket, and we are also at studios, and this is the Hard Luck Podcast, episode 21, and we're here with an amazing episode, because up next, ladies and gentlemen, he is the GOAT. He is the man. He's the controller of the streets. He knows everything about this city. He's the man I'm interviewing next. Ladies and gentlemen, let's switch to the interview section where we have Oshino Rasheed, aka Ta Maracha. Thank you so much, viewers. One more time, my name is Joshua Koko, and you are on the Hardlock Podcast live here on YouTube. For those streaming on YouTube, thank you, and those probably getting a few clips off Facebook, thank you so much as well, and thank you so much for coming on this channel. Like I told you earlier on, I'm not wasting so much of your time, and I have the man in the building. I don't know how best to describe this guy, and he is our long-awaited guest, the one that I've been marking through all the week. Ladies and gentlemen, he's right here. I give you the man himself, Oshino.
Thank you very much.
Honorable.
I am called Oshino Rasheed.
Hey.
I greet you all in the name of God.
Aha. Amina. How are you doing? Welcome on the show.
Not bad. I'm doing well, and I wish everybody well in this period. I want to wish that everyone remains prayerful so that we successfully complete the fasting period.
Amen.
And also my Christian brothers also in the Lent period, I equally wish them well. So it is a two-side coin. So we are all holy.
Very true.
A very holy man for the two religions. So we have to endure it.
Yeah. Viewers, like we told you earlier on, my guest tonight is Honorable Oshino Rasheed Ejoyi, aka Oshino Ta Maracha, who is a politician and he's the current councillor for Arua Central Division, particularly Bazaar Ward, since 2021, after scooping a landslide victory, even beating his party chairman and president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in total number of votes from that particular area. Oshino is also known as the greatest hustler and one of the most successful products of the ghetto in Arua City. Most of you have a lot of questions you have about Oshino, and today we've given you that opportunity to talk to Oshino directly. But first of all, Oshino legend says that Oshino Rasheed, how he came to Arua town, that he left St. Joseph's College Ombacian and moved straight to the streets of Arua. In a minute, you tell us, how did Oshino end up on the streets of Arua City? What's the story?
Yeah, of course, one ends on the streets because of lack of school fees at times, due to parental loss, a lot of activities at times make one ends up on the streets. Before I joined back on the streets, I grew up on the streets. I was in fact paying my own school fees in Arua Primary School. I was sleeping on the corridors of Nile courts around there. That was one thing that I was loading. I was a bus loader. I loaded buses and other things, luggage in the bus boots. Those things alone earned me a little bit of school fees. That was able to make me pay my school fees in primary, and also I performed well. It was when the OPEC boys took me to Ombacian, and I was initially.
So you were taken to Ombacian by OPEC boys?
Exactly. I was initially their project.
Wow.
So after that, when also 1996 things happened during the Semigere and Museveni time, the OPEC boys, being in the center of the town, for them people are perceived to do opposition. So from that time, the OPEC boys generally they were in Semigere's boot camp, and that thing alone made the camp to be dissolved, and the people went to exile, and that was the end of the sponsorship they were giving me because their activities were all disrupted now by the current government, but life didn't end there. I also found other avenues of survival. That's why I'm still up to here surviving. Wow.
And we're going to discuss a lot of those issues later in the interview. But first of all, over the years now, of your stay in Arua, which now, by then it was Arua town, now we're a city. So many people seem to question what you were doing for a living for a very long time. But of course, we understand that there are moments you were working as a bus conductor for Zeraf coaches that traveled Uganda to Juba. And also, you also worked for TT coaches and many other Boloka work and everything.
There were very many companies that I worked with.
So, but what exactly were you doing for survival in Arua City all this time before finally becoming?
Flexibility made me survive. Trust and flexibility made me survive. And not only the bus, I started as an OPEC boy with the likes of Likambo, Mambos, who were the youngest people on the streets, the Mushens were the youngest people on the streets. When we started surviving there, and eventually when OPEC was shut up, we all came to the bus. And after the bus, I joined on the street, started looking for where.
Because in front of Paradise was actually a bus park.
Exactly. It was the bus park. I have a businessman who in fact also mentored me a bit. He polished in fact me. After polishing, that was a late Richard Onama, the owner of Rippons. I became his 001. The common term nowadays people use 001 for Richmond. So even that time I was equal the 001 of late Richard Onama.
Wow.
So from that time he mentored me a bit of how to stay with the people. He even taught me about social capital. I kept doing two works. Late Richard Onama's work and then also loading the bus. Well, eventually when the other opportunity went off, I permanently remained in the bus park. Also not remaining there, I had, due to the social capital expansion, I managed to have friends who are Sudanese who also had bus companies. From that time, they said they had a bus company that they wanted me to work with. I chose to become a conductor. That's where my conductor question is arising from. After the end of the reserve, I managed to have TT courts. That TT courts was also moving from Arua to Lira, not until the buses were only two, until they got accident and the owner was unable to buy new ones. That was the end of the bus company that is there. It only not remained there. I managed to open Arua to Hoima.
Wow.
I brought in Kasamba bus. So that was how my survival kept going up to date.
Wow. Now for those who have been questioning what Oshino was doing all these years, now you have the story clearly. Now, of course, we are going to not waste a lot of time, but there's a lot of controversy that we're going to also discuss on this show as well. Now, one of the things is that it's not a secret anymore. It's a public secret. People talk about this everywhere. And people believe that, and it's a rumor going that immediately after you coming from St. Joseph's College Ombacian, straight on the streets, that people claim that you became a serial criminal on the streets, terrorizing people in Arua, robbing, for example, like robbing people, stealing and stuff like that. Many people get scared of Oshino and they have this kind of perception. Are you aware about them? If you're aware, to what extent are these rumors true?
This is a correct rumor. I can't deny that. And of course, the people who have been thinking that I might be a criminal, a gangster, and other things. You know, they don't initially know me. They don't know me properly. You know, I was an LC1 security of bus park cell. That's what they didn't know. But I have a ghetto background. I have a ghetto background in a sense that I grew up in the ghettos. Once someone sleeps on the corridors of the buildings, he has a ghetto background. So from that background alone, I have a ghetto background. I also keep relating to the ghetto people. You know, once when you went to school, like schools like Ombacian, from there around there you have very important hobbies. You'll have hobbies who are doctors, you have hobbies who are engineers. Of course. But all along, most of them have been thinking that finding me in the ghetto, thinking that I've been robbing people and other things, but they didn't know me initially what I was doing there. Initially, I was going also to understand the size of the other ghetto people. Of course, I'd already understood mine. Let me also deeper go and understand the size of the other people. What are they doing? Exactly. In fact, I was going to the ghettos there to do more research about the ghetto people. Ask the ghetto people, do we have the common reasons of being the ghetto? Those are the things that took me. Because
some of the claims are saying that I'm just putting this as the rumors, and some of the biggest rumors actually that came out was that Oshino actually was a leader of young boys in this town, young gang boys who would Oshino sends out to go and rob people and then gets the money for himself and all that. So those are some of the rumors that move around town.
Yes, of course the rumor moved. And why I became a politician was to rubbish the rumor. But my conclusion was they really didn't know me. Not only me, this perception has not only been me. This perception has been entirely on the people of Transport Road. And I call myself an entrepreneur. We survive on commissions. There are people who come from anywhere else. They don't know areas. They don't know areas where to sleep.
A meter comes from Congo, needs to survive in this town.
Exactly, they come through us. So we are entrepreneurs. We are not really people. We are like.
I love the fact that you're calling that those entrepreneurs. Wow.
When you go to Transport Road, you find people parking cars.
Cars
are everywhere. Those guys' cars, and those cars are on sale. If you want a car right now, they can sell you the car. They go and buy a new one and put it there. Those are entrepreneurs. So the same thing they think about him was the same thing they were thinking about them. But we are not bad people.
Right now, actually, you aside from being the Central Division Councillor, you also happen to be the Secretary for Security as well. Also in the same office right now, where people now say, you know what, Oshino is now hunting those that he was part of. How could Oshino be one of the criminals now? He's the one hunting us.
You know,
What do you say about these issues? Why are you now hunting the streets if people claim that you are the one who was hunting them?
no, like as I already said, I'm not a criminal. But how I've come to become the position is very necessary to me is I don't hunt in the way that other people hunt, because I also know those people. Like I talk to them, I talk to them. I know they know me. They know that I'm part of them. They know that I'm part of them in the sense that of the in the sense of the background. We are all from the ghetto background. We relate to each other. So I talk to them. Many of them have changed. Those who have those who have intentionally refused to change, others been taken down. Not on my, not
on your case.
Not on my case, because they have deliberately refused to change, and others have been getting opportunities. After talking to them, they got opportunities. Others went to school. Others, as right now, went to Dubai. There are very many that also got opportunity from that same ghetto. Everyone in the ghetto, I want everyone to know that everyone in the ghetto and everyone on the street is a superstar.
Yeah.
Everyone on the street
Wow.
and everyone in the ghetto is a superstar.
Wow.
You can't handle a superstar in a very rough manner. You handle a superstar in a very superstar way. So you talk, you model like as if I've also been modeled. From that practice alone, we're able to change some few, and we are still continuing. And others are very positive in changing. Others are very positive. They also want to acquire the same change, but we are still looking for other opportunities to make sure that they change themselves.
Yeah. Arua in the next few years is going to be completely criminal free in this region, and we hope that better things happen. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jose Joshua Koko, and you are watching the Hard Luck Podcast. For you who has just joined it right now, streaming live on YouTube, thank you so much. Please make sure you drop a subscribe on this particular channel and also a like on this video, and drop for us a comment if you enjoy this particular content. Now, we're going to discuss a few issues, basically also in his politics. But before we go to political direction, quickly, you actually a professional boxer. You participated in boxing for like 7 years and plus. Tell us about that. What inspired you to join this sport?
In fact, not a professional boxer. Just a boxer.
Just a boxer. Okay.
I'm not a. I participate in boxing locally here. And what, in fact, one of the things that made me join boxing was a lack of equality on the streets. You also know how streets you survive.
Yeah.
You know, you can load a vehicle and a big person comes after.
Refuses to pay you.
No, you load the vehicle of 10,000, he takes 8,000, he gives you 20,000, 2,000, because you're an amateur on the streets and you are small bodied. So people have been teaching me along that line so much, and most of the people on that during that day, most of the street people on that day were boxers. So I also equally joined the boxing, and in the
I also need to be defensive.
In boxing, they also started to see that this guy has joined boxing. Let us not share opportunities equally, because I've become a boxer. And not only here, I participate in other local fights that happened here. And that was it. I initially joined boxing to also see that I got my equal rights on the streets during that time. But later I came to realize that was not the reason of boxing. Boxing would have gone beyond what I thought. And that's right now what I am doing to other boxers that are in the camp.
Exactly.
I realized it's very important to do boxing, and it made me healthy, and it still made me look young up till today.
This man is very old. If this man tells you his age, you will not believe that. I look older than Oshino on any day. Until maybe when you start seeing the beards, then you start questioning and around. But sports has kept this man very young. He runs every evening. You find him running sometimes in the morning. That's a fantastic one. You are currently pursuing bachelor's in SWASA, Social Work and Social Administration at IU. And this happens to be in your 40s. You are in your 40s and you're studying this. And it's very inspirational. What has inspired you to go to school in this age? And if someone is watching and thinking, you know what, man, I'm done, I'm 30 plus years old, my time is done, what would you tell this kind of person?
School has got no age. One thing why I went to school is I also want to inspire my children. I also want to inspire my own children, because I realize, let them also know that dad has gone to school, and they should actively participate in the class.
Yeah.
So since that in the school, we also the school it gives that type of educational background at home.
Yeah.
I also went to school because I also wanted to inspire the ghetto people and the street people that if you still have chance of going to school, in fact, education has got no age. You can still have an opportunity. If you have your other papers, you can have an opportunity of joining school. And I also went to school because you also know on the streets here, we have time limit of trust.
Yeah.
As you keep fading, you know, people will love you on the streets when you are still active and energetic.
Yeah.
At times when that energy goes off, that love or time and trust will fade off.
Yeah.
And what other means will you use for survival
To become difficult.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Like when you see my trend of survival from OPEC to bus and also another bus, this was a trend. I was also thinking now AIDS was also catching up with the
Yeah,
day.
you will not be actively lifting things, you know.
Lifting things around there and there. Even if I wanted to be a boxer fighting in the ring, age would have caught up with me. So the only option I thought of was, you know what, let me go back to school. That was the only option. And I went to school. I'm so happy. The school environment welcomed me.
Yeah.
The teachers of Aya, we are so happy. They are so friendly to me. I love them. And as also people realize Oshino has gone to school, I happened to inspire very many on the streets happened to join. In fact, I joined school together with the Widermans. Wida joined.
I didn't know.
Joined. Dennis joined.
Hey.
A lot of people from the streets joined. Gaddafi joined. Wow. A lot of people from the street after hearing that Oshino is
in school.
So they all join. That is a very positive thing. I also want to encourage more who are out there to join the school, because you understand without school, our future cannot be realized.
Exactly.
Everything, you know, school is studied not because of job, but you need to have that knowledge.
Yeah.
You need to have that knowledge. Creativity. School brings you creativity. So along that line, we can be able to become creative on the streets.
Exactly.
So basically, I joined. I wanted to become creative on the streets. So
which you're going to definitely become.
Definitely. I've not finished. I'm looking forward to finishing it.
Yeah.
Though tuition fees becoming unbalanced, but I'm struggling
with work and school.
To see that I finish and I graduate, I become a graduate like others.
Okay, that's fantastic. In the 2021 general elections, you contested on the NRM ticket, as we said earlier on, and you actually won. As now the councillor for Arua Central Division, in particular Bazaar Ward. And for a ghetto youth, as they say, like yourself, we would think that National Unity Platform, NUP, led by former presidential aspirant Honorable Robert Chagulanyi, aka Bobby Wine, would actually be the ideal party for you to contest in, compared to His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's NRM. Why did you choose to, contest under NRM and not NUP?
Bobby is my friend. He's my friend. We interact, but even when I contested on the NRM, happened to say, why that side? I said, no. I'm used to NRM and I'm used to his party.
Because you told him?
Yes, his party. When we are friends, the other things that we can easily disagree on principle. So this disagreement of contesting in NRM party is on a principle. So I had to contest on NRM party on the reasons that it is a party that I have entirely grown up in. I realized NDP was a new party, and we can't really get involved in something that is new. And we realize
not understanding,
we need to understand it deeper. And we realize if I am a policymaker from street to becoming a policymaker will a little bit give a very big mileage to the community.
Yeah. Are we probably seeing that if Oshino understands NUP now so much in the future? This is a question we don't want to ask here, but will Oshino become NUP now if he understands it better now in the future?
For purposes of political strength, I've interested myself in understanding NUP. For purposes of political struggle, so as a politician, you have to do research. What is the other party? What is the party doing? And what is your party doing? If there are gaps, if there are important things that in that party, you also bring them into your party. What are their
the strengths, the weaknesses?
All these things need to be understood so that you have your political ground properly. Yes.
Interesting. Now, speaking about what you just told me, let's now talk about the issues of Arua City particularly. Now, according to you, what are some of the biggest administrative weaknesses we have in Arua City that are hindering the quick and fast development of this city, according to you?
One of the challenges that hinders development in this town is the lack of land. The Central Division has got no land. There are a lot of congestion in this town. When you see there is no lorry park, there's no bus terminal, you even see the tea sellers on the streets. Reallocating them is becoming an issue. There was recently a debate about the market, the Lobeda market, and the Lobeda market has sat on private land. You see, all these things need land. You know, land is a resource. So most of the challenge of rural Central Division is the land. We lack land. Previous council, I don't blame, but previous council made the mistake. They sold all the council land. Things like the Bat Valley, even you see on top of Arua Hill has been sold. Bat Valley from Blue Dove. These other hotels around here, all these were council lands. All of them were sold by the previous council, and
Slumberlands this other one,
exactly,
the new one, Santa Maria,
exactly. And even where we sit right now, Transport Road, that building, Esomart, these other areas here, this was a bus terminal, this was a bus park. Buses were parking here, it was a terminal. The previous council sold all these lands, and it has left us with no land. A very fast growing city like Arua, we will now think towards that. No lorries will not access town during daytime. All lorries that come to offload in town needed to have private parking somewhere.
They all go there.
You come during daytime, you park in the council land. After parking on council land, you park at a fee maybe of £5,000. Council also comes up, pass out resolutions, develop ordinances, bylaws that when lorry is parked here, you pay a fee. And in that park, council builds a restaurant. The restaurant is contracted out to anyone who can manage it. So the lorry is parked there during daytime, and they come to town and offload in the evening, maybe at night. To also create space to other people to do business. So this is the challenge that we are facing. But all along, we don't remain here. We are looking forward to addressing them. Not too soon, but we pray that it is addressed, that the people in future have space for their businesses. Yes, they relate freely to other people and other areas.
We're proudly sponsored by Esomart Hypermarket, and we are also at studios in various filming this amazing episode here with my guest Oshino, and this is episode number 21 of the Hard Lock podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We've gotten statistics that most of you who watch our content, you don't actually subscribe. So just give us a subscription, and also drop the comments below if you're loving the show so far. And also remember to give us a like on this video as well. As we end this interview right now, under your area of leadership, you control one of the most powerful cells in this city of ours, Arua, the Central Division especially. You control 7 interesting cells, including Gurua Cell, Police Cell, Arua Public Cell, Gaga Cell, Bus Park Cell, Hospital, and Central Market Cell. Being the most important one, there are actually rumors around, circulating everywhere, that Oshino, this man right here, intends to contest as the Central Division Mayor in the 2026 general elections. These are very intimidating rumors for so many people. First of all, are these rumors true?
Thank you very much. It is even my first time hearing the rumor.
Wow.
I'm hearing from you for the first time. I'm not thinking towards that, but I am thinking towards finishing this town. I'm thinking towards giving services to the people of Bazaar. I'm not looking forward to contesting like as the mayor and other things. In any case, such a thing is come, I need to have consultation. You know, politics is not like as you rush, you just start to contest because of being famous and other things. You have to go and start consulting. So through consultation, those things will come through consultation, but I don't think towards that direction. And I'm very positive about it. And I want to pray that I finish the term correctly with a lot of vibe. With a lot of vibe, morale, so that I also see the next future where the future will take me to.
Okay. For those who are scared of Oshino's intentions to stand as the city mayor now, probably for now you can rest your case as of today. Though the discussion seems to be in the air. Finally, 2 years down the road since you took office as the councillor, Central Division, Bazaar Ward, what are some of the biggest and most fundamental achievements you have made so far?
You know, when I was campaigning, I had my manifesto. In my manifesto, I had pledges that I would work towards. One of it was to give 10% to the ghetto. My 20% of the salary by that I pledged it out. My 20% goes to the women. And my 20% also goes to the children. As you see me here, I am the poorest politician in
Why?
that council.
Why?
Because I realize sharing with people.
Politics is about sometimes making
exactly.
money. Why?
Sharing, people think, when you come to politics with the intention of making money, my brother, that's a very wrong politics. Very wrong politics. You come to politics to serve your people, not to make money. So in that regard, I had to pledge
50% of your salary is nearly going out.
My salary has gone out. And it is even not enough, I realize. It has made me go extra lobbying from other entities like Iroma Foundation, other areas. People support the activities that I do. I go to these primary schools and give career guidance to pupils of P6, P7, because I've already known the other side of the street.
Yeah.
They still have other chance of being in school.
Yeah.
They've not drop off to school like I dropped earlier on.
Yeah.
They've remained on in school. And secondly, I also managed to start the Arua City Boxing Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my first year, I made sure that I started Arua City Boxing Club. I wrote a project, Oshino project for Arua City Boxing Club that was funded. And I also managed out of the 10%. That's why the likes of Zaromes came. I managed to take them to skill in school. Only skill in school. I realized taking Zarome to school was very important. Zarome would inspire the rest of the ghetto people.
He's going to which level now?
He has finished by the way. He has finished.
Wow.
Yeah, he has finished. He graduated before me. He was doing bakery and his products are there. We managed to meet Oma Foundation. We managed to give him startup capital. We managed to give him other areas of starting his business. And he is currently doing well. A chapati table for 10 ghetto youths.
Wow.
For 10 ghetto youths, that is
big.
Yeah, that is in the plan. This all comes from the 10%.
Yeah.
And not from there. Last year, we also managed to organize football. Football tournaments.
I saw you organize female also for women as well.
Yes, I organized women tournament that took place in Republic. And in that regard, I managed to lobby through other areas to uniform for all the teams. There were 7 teams that participated. All of them got uniform, balls, captain bands, and the awards were also given to the best winner and other things were given. And also managed to organize male tournament for also boys because I can't remain there. In that way, we were able to identify some other talents. There were players who were also taken from here to go and play in Kampala from the league I organized. We organized together with the sponsors. So these were the few things I managed to do. And right now we are looking forward to also executing Paris development model.
And we know you're going to do much more because you still have times ahead, and we hope that you come back in another term so that we extend even more time. Viewers, definitely that has been one of the most interesting podcasts we've had here, and I had the man himself, Oshino. A call I want to quickly give to you is that the people from the ghetto who have hustled now, the likes of Zarome, please support his hustle. He does now bakery and stuff. So where his products are, Oshino will let us know as he's closing here. Please support them, and even the Rolex businesses. Personally, I'm going to support them. I eat a lot of Rolex. I'm a broke guy. I'm going to eat a lot of Rolex. But Oshino, please speak to your voters. Finally, especially that camera right over there. Talk to your fans and your followers, and especially your voters as well. But also remembering to say something brief about boxing, the likes of Swadika, Arafat, and everything. Just in a minute, right there.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's an achievement from boxing. In Kampala, we took like 5 players. We took Arafa, Latifa, Sauda, Swadik, and the Andama, the captain. And all these players managed to come up with the gold, and the others came with the bronze. These are some of the achievements. And recently, in allocation of boxing resources, His Excellency President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta, gave UBF, Uganda Boxing Federation, 10 acres of land. But in the allocation of 10 acres of land, based on these girls' performances, Arua City boxing performances, they managed to allocate for us one acre. Wow. That is coming to Arua. Wow. And that 1 acre, we want to set up complete youth facility. We want to set up boxing club. We also want to set up, we realize there is a gap in basketball. We also want to set up basketball court and a volleyball court. And we also want to see that if you can groom up talent from that field along together with the boxing. So these are the things that we are still waiting for. where our allocation, where the land, where the one where ECA will land.
Allocated.
But much we pray that it remains in the central, because boxing is not a village thing. Boxing is an urban thing.
Yeah.
So we are praying. These are some of the achievements in that Arua Boxing Club was brought. And now to my viewers outside there, I greet you all. I greet you all. I wish you happy Ramadan in a very special way. I want greet my interviewer here,
Josie
Joshua. I also want greet Oswald Production and the team. I want to greet all the media fraternity.
On Zevo Street, don't forget them.
The fans there on Zevo Street, I greet you all.
Paradise Transport Road.
I greet you. I want to thank you for loving me. The Mambos, the Moshens, everyone there, the Adroles. I greet you all the Bugas, I greet you all. I also want to greet my people of Bazaar Ward General, the people who voted me. I greet you all, the people of Bazaar Ward. Take heart, let us fast, and we pray to God that He gives us our shares all. And I greet you all. I will greet my people in Maracha. I greet you all as Maracha, as even about Ramata, entirely by extension as